What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Got a new one in for Remette to check out. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we have the Remette WD-107. Couldn't find a name for this one no matter where I looked, but just because the naming isn't that impressive doesn't mean that the knife is not. You have all titanium construction here with the scales. You have a copper carbon fiber inlay. You have a plunge button lock with a titanium pocket clip. The hardware is steel, but the thumb studs are titanium. Nice detent with that button plunge lock on there. Beautiful belt satin finish here on the blade itself. You got a nice drop point blade shape. Beautiful handles. I just like the way this is done. I really like that micro milling down here underneath of the pivot. And I really do like this plunge lock style button lock. I almost thought this was going to be a compression style lock the way that this is designed, but it is a button lock and it actually works very well. No milling on the internal of the scales because you do have the cutout for the copper carbon fiber onlays that are here. You do have a lanyard through hole. You have a quarter length titanium backspacer. Pocket clip works okay. It's not the best pocket clip, but it's not the worst. It can bunch up going in and out of the pocket, but it also can go in and out smoothly. I think it's all about angle. As long as you aren't at an angle coming in and you're coming in smooth to the pocket, I think that's where it is working best. Action on here is really nice. Locked up solid, just checking to make sure it hasn't moved since I've had it, and it has not. And again, they're doing a good job with that belt satin finish. Still a little polish to it, but it is looking better. I like the groove lines that you see from the belt. Those are very nice. Took it down to the garage to do some cutting with it. It is comfortable in hand. I was a little bit worried about that pocket clip, but that was not an issue at all. Absolutely shredded through the cardboard. I mean, this thing is an absolute laser beam, and it has that bug out style type, almost spear point, drop point tip. So it did perform very well going through those detailed and trace cuts, which I really think will come in handy if you do have to do any type of detailed work. It does have a nice generous section here for you to choke up. So if you need to, you can, so that you can get into your packages, open things up without worrying about the tip going too far into your box and or package. I didn't have any issues encountering the button while I was using it right-handed. Left-handed, I can feel that it's there, but I don't really feel like I'm engaging, especially when I'm more choked back versus choked up. I think it leaves me just enough space, even like squeezing tightly, not really feeling it move. So I feel like the clearance would be okay. However, it doesn't appear that the pocket clip is reversible. It is inset into the scales. It may be a little hard to tell on camera, but that does prevent it being left-hand friendly or left-hand carry. It is left-hand friendly, though. If you do wanted to carry this maybe in your back pocket or something like that, and then pull it out left-handed, back pocket, it would sit like it does for righties when you put it into the right pocket. So just flipping it over, kind of packed in there. I know some viewers like to carry multiple, and I think some of you even carry some of these in the back pocket, but it would work for the left hand. Would have been cooler if they would have reversed it, but I think the argument there is it takes away from the show side. Let's do some size comparisons, weigh the knife, and then we'll finish up with final thoughts and impressions. All right, here it is against my Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight and my McNeese Mac 2 3.5 inch. And you can see it's very comparable, definitely feeling like this is more of a full-size knife, even though it is a little bit more slender than the two on the table. Let's grab a couple more to compare them to. All right, we have my Artisan Crusoe, more of a full-sized EDC out on the table and a little bit longer than the WD-107. And then we have more of a medium-sized Fireball here from Devo Knives, and you can see just a little bit longer than that. So again, I think full size feels more slender, so a little bit more friendly of a carry for EDC, especially if you like a more slender handle. Me, I like a little bit more of a hand-filling handle because I do have those larger hands. Let's grab the scale, check the weight on the WD-107. Okay, we got the scale out here, guys. Let's cut her on, and let's see what the Remette is coming in at. So coming in at 3.6, so very lightweight. So this is going to be very nice. In hand, it's going to feel like it's a lighter knife. In the pocket, it's going to carry very light. It's going to be almost like it's not there, which is nice if you like that sort of thing. If you like a beefier knife or something that's a little bit heavier, this may not be for you. But again, I don't think it's going to feel so lightweight that it feels kind of cheap. You know, like the bug out with the GRN scales, Efron scales, whatever you want to call them. That does feel cheap. It does have flex, even though it is a fairly durable material. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. Final thoughts and impressions. Okay, guys, time up for the final thoughts and impressions. I do grade these on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. I take into account the price, materials used, fit and finish, ergos, and performance. And then, of course, the subjectivity part of it is the aesthetics. So having said all of that, I think this is really well built. I understand the use of steel hardware here to save a little bit of money. I personally think that steel is going to hold up a little bit better. You will want to take caution when you disassemble this one, though. These screws here in the middle that hold on the onlay scales are screwing into the titanium, so you just don't want to over torque those because you will potentially strip out the actual titanium. Pocket clip is okay, as I mentioned, not reversible, and it does offer a lanyard hold that doesn't sacrifice position for that pocket clip. I think the design on this one is very nice looking, very good geometry on here. It is a pass around, so I don't go too hard on that cutting geometry, but it did feel like it had a nice edge even when it got to me after others had seen this one. It is thin and it is slicey, which is how I like a good EDC. So it's going to do a lot of cutting tasks. It'll slice very well. The thumb studs are in a good place and they're a good size. I really like the detent on here. It's very satisfying. It doesn't feel mushy. Doesn't feel like it's super easy to overcome. Very snappy. And the bearings and the pivot give this really good action. Having said all of that, I am going to give this one a 7.3. I really like it. I think it's very well made. I think the M390 on this particular one is done very well. Remette seems to be doing very good work over there. I do believe, and I'm just going to double check, I think this one was 60 to 61. Yes, so it does say specifically on their website. I just wanted to double check and confirm that they are running it at 60 to 61. I believe some of Remette's more recent steel heat treats, I know Transparent Knives has done some of them. They came in at 60, so they were a little bit on the lower end of the estimated range. So I don't know if they're targeting 61 and just falling a little bit short sometimes, or what could attribute to that. But production M390, even at 60 HRC, is going to hold an edge a really long time, guys. I know we wanted optimal, I totally get that, but to me that's not really as big of a factor, especially at this price point. I feel like if they wanted to push and punch the HRC up a little bit more, it's going to shorten the lifespan of the ovens potentially. It's definitely going to affect the belts because it is going to be harder to grind down on. It's going to take longer to do so, and it's going to be tougher to get an edge on. So you're talking about spending more time on it, so they probably would need to bump the price up a little bit, and they are competing with a lot of other manufacturers that are out there. I think this is a real solid buy. I really liked it a lot aesthetically and ergonomically. I feel like the fit and finish really hits on this one, with the exception of that pocket clip. I'd like to see that one done a little bit differently. I think you need to just increase the angle, have it come back a little bit further, and then increase the exit angle here so that your touch point is just a little bit further back. And I really think that would solve the issue on occasionally bunching up in the pocket. But everything else pretty solid on this one. Let me know what you guys think about this Remette WD 107 down in the comments below. I will have it linked to Amazon, and if you use that affiliate link, it will help the channel if you decide to pick this one up. Otherwise, just let me know what you think. Shout out and thanks to my channel members out there. Really appreciate that extra layer of support that you all provide. I'm out of here, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.